The next question deals with friendships and how do we know which kids we should allow a friendship to develop with, or how do we know if a friendship is helpful to our own children? And so let me just give you a few boundaries, if you will, or a few definitions of friendships. First of all, we know that a good friendship is as iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. If you discern that your child's behavior is edified and improved because of a relationship, thank God for that. You may be a new Christian and you're just learning some things yourself about parenting and raising children. There may be a family that has been established in certain routines, and I might add, just because someone's been saved longer does not necessarily mean they're closer to the Lord or their child raising habits are better, but assuming that there's an influence that's a good mentoring influence for your child, thank God for that. Nevertheless, don't take that for granted. Still get to know that family, try to understand the interest of their child, what are their provisions for technology in the home. Those are fair questions. Now, at the same time, you also are going to have relationships that are not sharpening, they're not just for you, but they're your relationship to reach out. And one of the real challenges today with families that are so inclusive and protective is they lose the soul winner heart. They lose the heart that says, by love, serve one another. So while one relationship is good for you because it's a sharpening relationship, sometimes your child needs to see that there are those that are less fortunate, there are those that are growing in their faith, and you need to teach them, what do you do if that boy says a bad word? Is the first thing you do quit your church or never speak to those people again? I don't think so. I think you teach your children that if something is wrong that is said, we don't laugh at that. You let mommy or daddy know about that. You'll discern the severity of it and whether to talk to the parents. What do they do if there's some type of inappropriateness? Immediately, they're to report that, they're to flee, and so forth. But you lay down those guidelines. And so there are different kinds of relationships that demand different types of guidelines. And I would just encourage you, the key is that you establish the guidelines before they walk in to the neighbor's house or before the neighbor comes over, and that you give high levels of oversight as those children are there in your protection so that you're well aware of how things are progressing in their talk, in their tech, and in their time together.